So it's like, you know, it takes an eye. So the way I look at it is like, it takes one to know one that goes very far, because it's like, all right, you can't tell me that it's okay to just, you know, sit there and like bash on others and sit there and constantly keep the negative energy around you and all this bullshit, or even just let the minor things get to you, like these really frustrating things when it's like, man, you've been there. Everyone's had that person that's made your day harder, or that one thing that just made life seem harder. And we could be speaking like very serious or minor, but you know, everyone sees struggles differently. But what I'm saying is we all go through it. And that's something definitely that R3al has brought to the table, is that we all go through it. And you know, to sit there and not recognize when someone else is going through their own shit, you know, that's kind of like, that's some ignorant ass shit. Cause I know it sounds dumb, but when we were kids and niggas were like, yo, treat others how you want to be treated. Like, I used to laugh at that shit, but now that we're grown, about to be 21 and shit, it's like, that really has gone a long way, because it's like, I know that everyone around me, I want them to be real right with me, keep me in check, you know, do certain things that, like, that disrespect, the fake shit, all that other stuff, like, I don't want that around me, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely don't project that in no which way, so it's like, I just keep a bunch of real ones around me, like, if that makes sense. If I brought that together, then I'm glad I did that for y'all. But it's definitely there. I was even having a conversation earlier, and it's like, we judge so impulsively. Like, I know a lot of people know this, but it's like, you can't deny it. Like, you know, you look at something, it could be anything, and that first thought that comes into your mind is normally not, oh, what, but it's more like, why? And it's like, why are you asking questions? You know what I'm saying? Like, it has nothing. I mean, it's always good to ask questions, but it's like, there's no particular reason why you should have a drive with that negativity. Like, instead of being like, yo, why the fuck is that person walking down the block? Like, and that, how about, good for you. Glad you was able to do that. Hope they have a good day. I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm minding my business. I got nothing to do with me. People don't do that, though. And that's why, you know, I was watching one of your light-skinned videos the other day. And misery does definitely keep company, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of the shit that, alright, anything that you don't want in your life, you know, it's like, it sounds very easy, like, oh, just put it to the side, but that is that easy. Like, you have choices. You don't have to deal with certain things. Like, that's another thing that R3al has shown me. Like, and you don't like this, like the three. I thought about this yesterday, and it's like, R3al is so big now to the point where it's like, even necessarily someone doesn't understand the whole like, the ideology behind the three and like the monster and how like that even correlated together, but it's like, to be real is to be real, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be completely aware of yourself and aware of your surroundings and aware of what, like, the people you're keeping around you and what it is you're trying to do, like, keeping that all in check and shit like that, you know, like, a lot of people fail to realize that they're capable of doing these things, you know what I'm saying? And some people be like, oh, you know, I want to be down with R3al, or this, that, and the third, like, yo, like, nah, you already down with R3al. Like, you keeping it honey with yourself, you're doing what you gotta do, you sticking to your obligations and your priorities, and making sure everything's 100 with yourself, and you're as real as it gets, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need real monster to be like, yo, you real shit, like, nah. Like, and that's a lot of people, yo, it's sad, but a lot of people don't even, like, give themselves that much, like, pat on the back, at least. I mean, I know I damn sure did. It took me a while. It took me a long time before I was able to give myself any accountability for, like, any of the things I did, like, at the least bit of credit. And it's like, I don't think that has anything to do with being humble, but more or less that same thing, that doubt within yourself, you know what I'm saying? So being a part of R3al has definitely taught me to take pride in the little things that I do, whether I decide to take my time to express myself, work on a little piece, or if I'm just taking a photo, or even if I'm just doing some extracurricular activities to get my mind where I need it to be, like, you know what I'm saying? I take pride in that, and that's what R3al is, taking pride in yourself. And, well, R3al is anything you want it to be, but for me, like, R3al is definitely somewhere where you can keep your pride at, knowing that you have support there, you got people believing in you, not even just because of who you are necessarily, but because of what you're capable of and what you can do. And I don't know, that's just like the most fire thing, to know that you got other people out there that think that you're so much better than what you even think you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could just be like, oh yeah, nah, you know, and then you have someone like, nah, I know what you're saying. Like, you're the man. Like, you see what you did. And it's like, to me, that's like an eye opener. Because sometimes, yo, like before, I used to be like, stop playing, like, yo, being, stop gashing. And it's like, you know, it's okay every now and then to take a compliment and just take the compliment. Like, it's okay. You know, sometimes that's what it is. Like, it's the little things. And it's like, shit, that's another thing. The little things in life. If you still here worried about a Benz, a chain, red bone, whatever you want to call it, and your pockets is looking linty, I don't know what to tell you. You need to stop. You need to rethink what you're doing, because you cannot be out here in these streets broke. It got nothing to do with money. It got nothing to do with any of that. But you can't be out here broke. Do something. Like, barter if you have to, whatever. Like, don't be out here broke. People be bugging. It's New York. It's not even just New York. It's like the world. There's so many ways to get it. If you want something, like, it's as simple as going up to the person next to you, speaking to them, and seeing how that goes. Like, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. Like, you want it, you can have it. You can obtain it. Like, on the little. Alright. Don't ever, for me, R3al has definitely taught me, don't ever be like, yo, it's impossible for me to do something, because, like, it sounds mad dumb. Everyone has this, right? Where I come from, it's like, me personally, I never thought I was going to pay with my own money for this. It's the little things that may sound dumb, but I worked for this, you know what I'm saying? I got up every day, I was like, yo, you know, it's time for me, I need a new phone, I need to upgrade, but I bust my ass for that. I didn't go home to my mom and ask for that. I didn't go around to others around, like, nah, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's like, you want something, you work for it, and you can get it, you know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. And it's like, you could take that from just this phone to that big ass condo that you want on, like, the top of the hills, or like that G5 you want to fly in the sky, like, or even if it's you just want to be chilling and laying back, making sure your family's happy. That's dope too, and like, you can do that. Like, there's no reason you should feel you can't do any of that. And it's like, R3al is like a 5-hour energy bar. Facts. Facts. You can do it, bro. You can do it. Facts. It's lit. That made no sense, but it's cool, bro. It's how I felt at the moment. But I don't know. What else? What else was I thinking about this week? Alright, cool. Being a professional. Being a professional. So before, I used to think that, like, you know, the way I would carry myself didn't really matter, because I was like, you know, I don't see myself in the office. I don't see myself, like, you know, being a boss, running things. Yeah, so I didn't see myself, you know, working in a certain fashion. So I would be like, you know, like, F this and F that. Like, I'm going to just be how I want. But, you know, working with R3al, I've realized that how you carry yourself is what matters most, because it's not necessarily what you're doing, and it's not even about always, like, who's around you, but it really is, like, who are you, and, like, what are you doing? And, you know, I definitely think twice on, like, certain approaches, just life in general, and just, like, how I want other people to see me. And it's not that it matters. You shouldn't be worried about how other people see you, but definitely when trying to, you know, alright, you don't want people taking you as a joke, you know what I'm saying? You at least want people to look you in the face and be like, alright, this is a serious, like, respectable person, just off that first impression. Just because. The real.